What's up, y'all? What's good, everybody? We are here at Honestly Speaking, man. It's episode 10.
10.
Yes.
10 episode.
Yeah, I feel good today, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel real good today, man. Went through some things this week, or past couple of weeks, I would say, but didn't really stop me. Had to do some internalizing, some reevaluating with
And that's always good.
I'm here.
Right. That's always a good thing, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just kind of, when you're dealing with certain situations, it kind of like, I feel like it makes you just kind of sit back and be like, all right, well, how can I get better from this?
Man,
you
for
know
real.
what I'm saying? Like, what can I do?
I was telling Unc, I said, I'm the type of person that look at me throughout every situation. Like, regardless of whatever go on, I look at me first. Like,
right.
Even if it's something that's like going against the grain with me, like if it might be like being done to me and I necessarily could react
a certain way.
Yeah, be justified in reacting the way that I want to, I still look at me like, okay, well, I probably shouldn't have been there. Or I should have said this. Or
been around certain people.
Right. Or I should be around the right type of people.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe this is pushing me to get in the environment that I need to be in. You know?
You've been sitting in
Revelation.
That's revelation.
Like just straight mind, and mind control, I would say, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's negative ways of altering your mind, but there's also positive ways of altering your mind. Like, and I feel like those are the times when you sit down and kind of evaluate the situations that necessarily don't make us feel good. You know, I think that's where the true growth of a like individual or being come into play. Like, stuff that don't make us feel good is like when you really sit there and think about it, like, okay, where is it, like you said before, where is the growth in here? Like, if I can grow from this, then there is no limit. You know, we always say the sky is the limit. Like, I feel like there is no limit when you can grow from situations that necessarily don't make you feel good.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, because it's easy to be comfortable in the stuff that, we want. We get a promotion or some extra money or... your gas tank is on full. And
when stuff is going our way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, when stuff is going your way, it's easy to look at it and be like, man, this is cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I think the real superpower or superheroism that we could have is, like, when it's raining. Like, you know what I'm saying? When it's storming in our life. And we be like,
discomfort.
Yeah,
adversity. You know what I'm saying? What kind of person are you going to be?
Right. I think the perfect example of that is, like, working out.
Yeah.
Like, because, like when I work out, sometimes I'm not happy. Like when I'm working out, like sometimes I work out mad. Like I don't want to do this. But then when I'm done, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll be like, dang, I did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, now I feel stronger.
You
like,
know
you know what I'm
some
saying?
days I really hate training.
Yeah, I could believe it.
I mean, like I hate it.
I could.
Like, why am I here doing this to myself?
Right. Yeah.
Like people be like, oh no, I don't feel like no. It's like I hate it.
Yeah.
Like in this moment, I can't stand it.
Yeah.
But I gotta do it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's what that.
Some days, I'll be like, nah, I ain't doing it today. Like so I be real people like, bro. I don't do it sometimes. I be like, but when I get back into it, I be like,
yeah, like it's sometimes it's a drag. Like it be like, yeah, for real. And you know what? That's that I feel like that's a good question to ask. Like, even when you're doing stuff that you necessarily don't want to do, like, and that's crazy. I was like thinking I was gonna hit you earlier and talk about. I was like, we should talk about sacrifice, but I didn't say nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my thing was just like, when you are sacrificing for certain things, that's an important question to ask yourself. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because then if you could ask yourself those questions, you know what I mean? Like, if you can ask yourself that question, it puts in perspective literally on why you sacrificing your time, energy, your money, you know what I'm saying, momentum, all these things. It put that into perspective. That way, when you doing it, you really doing it from the heart and not doing it like,
it's like they say,
begrudgingly.
What's your why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And then, like, I watched, like, some speakers, and they talk about, like, when people stop doing something, it's because they lose sight of, like, why they doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that question and how that just fit in was kind of like,
Like I was listening to this pastor, bro. And he said, man, people draw in a wedge and a line between you having this like overzealous and happy feeling. Like he was talking about marriage. He was like this overzealous and happy feeling of when you like in love with somebody or love somebody that they feel like you gotta always be happy about it. He was like, man, sometimes, man, when I'm with my wife or something, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, what's up, babe? You know, what's up? Like, and give her the kiss, like, bye,
Do you know
And
what's
he's not,
crazy?
he's like, I'm not like rah rah about it all the time. Like, he like, he was like, and he was like, it's kind of crazy because he was like, people take that as offense when he's really like, no, that's really like commitment. Like, even though I necessarily may not want to be so energetic and happy about it, I'm committed to showing the response or the expression that, you know what I'm saying, I'm engaged with you. You know what I'm
I just
saying?
told my girl this. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, this don't just be happen. Like, I just told my girl this like a few days ago. Like, you gotta understand that
Right.
there's really a love there because I don't always like to do stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, some days I just want to be chilling. So when you ask me to do something, sometimes you might get a little look or a little remark because I don't feel like doing it in this moment. I might be on a game, I might be working, I might be doing something else. So when you there's a lot of commitment there, like you said, because when you ask me to do something, I stop everything I'm doing to
Right.
make sure you're good and make sure things you need to get taken care of.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I think that's like been like
that.
this
I'm not
like
gonna always feel like doing what you need me to do, but I'm still gonna do it.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like I think there's like all like the mentality of like what we feel like love has been or like love's supposed to be. It's been like so like just superficial.
I had to tell like, yo,
like this Disneyland type.
Like I'm not. It's like the what I said like a few episodes back when I was like, I'm not going to be that good communicator for the next 50 years.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say everything right every time.
So
right?
I'm not.
Yeah,
So
like
that means I'm not gonna. My emotions aren't gonna always be. You know what I'm saying? That's just not me as a person. First of all, like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So it's like if you expect this in the next 60 years,
you're gonna be let down somewhere.
You need to go
And
look for God.
Right. What you say? No, what'd you say? No, you said you need to go bury Jesus. That's what you said.
You know,
you need
wait
to go
for
bury
him.
Jesus.
Wait for him to get on one knee for you, because that's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? I'm human.
And truthfully though, that is a great stance to have because we not gonna say the right thing all the time.
I just feel like I should be open about that now, since we're not married.
Yeah, man, that's a good point.
So
no, that's a good point though.
This isn't who I am.
Right.
I'm not gonna always be super, you know what I'm saying? That's not me. You know
and then that's another thing too on conditions. Like, you know how they say we supposed to love each other unconditionally? If everybody met my conditions, where is the part where I can love them unconditionally?
Sure.
If say if your girl meets every aspiration and every point of what you want her and see her to be, then there's no challenge for you to really love outside of what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why if she met all your conditions, how can you love her unconditionally? It's the same with you. Like, if you met all of her conditions, there's the point of when you saying like you really love somebody. Like, my definition of love is not when we agree. That's not my definition of love. Like, we could love each other and agree. It's possible. But to me, my real genuine love is when I don't agree with you or when I don't see eye to eye with you, and I still am there for you. I'm still committed. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the decisions you made, regardless of how the outcome, was, or if I seen the outcome happen in a certain way, it didn't match.
Yeah.
Now I got to make the choice whether I'm gonna walk away or I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes love breeds separation too. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand that. Like, sometimes love drives a wedge in the closeness of of some people, because sometimes you just need the space to reevaluate it, to kind of calm things down. And
I was just telling my homie this.
like, no, but it's true.
I was just saying this though. I was just saying, like, bruh, you gotta give your partner that room, that space, that time. Like, if you don't give them that, you always the under them, you know what I'm saying? They don't know what it's like to
right.
Be away from
you actually doing the relationship a disservice.
Yeah.
Because you're not truly being honest about the effect that you guys are having when you are around each other. And this is not just intimate relationships. This is like relationships just like across the board. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if I always say if I gotta think like ill will about you, I probably shouldn't be in your personal space. Like I probably shouldn't be around you. If I have to think like, oh man, this person is like they tripping or sometimes you just need to be like, yeah, look, I need to be over here, you know what I'm saying, for a couple of days or whatever, or a month or or not at all.
In that space,
like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It
feels good.
It
Especially
does.
When y'all been, you know what I'm saying?
And it allows you to do something different.
Yeah. Yeah. It's healthy though.
It is.
I know people. I got friends, man, that they just like to be like wrapped into their partner and this, that, and the third, and then it creates unhealthy behaviors, unhealthy patterns because you're so invested in that person.
Right.
And it's like, and so then they get to asking you questions. Oh well, what do you think I should do? It's like, give space, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna.
And
you as a man can't grow.
You're not gonna figure it out just always in the presence of another person.
Being wrapped up.
Yeah, like
and vice versa. The woman.
Yeah, not for real.
You know what I'm saying? But for us, and we said this on the podcast, like us as men, bro, we got to give these women a space.
No, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Give them space to grow. Give them a chance to miss you.
And not only that, it's you need that space more than whoever you with, honestly, whether you realize it or not. You need that space to grow and to create identity and to create your own environment of joy and happiness within yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an advocate, like, believer in just, like, if you're gonna spend your time trying to make somebody happy, you're gonna have a hard time. Like, somebody's happiness should not be wrapped up in you as an individual. Their happiness should be within them first, so that you guys can share the happiness that you guys have, like, you know what I'm saying, within you guys, like within yourself. But most of the time, people get in a relationship because of benefits. So it's like it's going to be hard to have that mindset because most people are like, well, yeah, I got a place to stay if I'm with her, or I got a place to stay if I'm with him.
Or they saying stuff
or
like, you're not making me happy.
I can get the money, or I can get, it's always something beneficial.
But it's selfish though.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
It's like I seen some about these relationships where we get into relationships for all the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, it's like we're not getting into we get into relationships under the condition and benefit that we can get something from that person, and it's just like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But that's just the day and age that we living in.
But it's not that it's all a bad thing either, though, man. It's a balance to it. Like, there should be some benefits to having somebody around. That's a true thing. But I think in today's relationship, it's just the soul thing. It's just the biggest picture. And it's like that shouldn't be the biggest picture. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you can love somebody, especially if you talk about like intimate relationships, dating and stuff like that. You can love somebody and not necessarily need to be with them. That's a tough lesson to learn for a lot of people. Like, just because you love somebody or in love with somebody don't necessarily mean y'all need to be in relationship with each other. Like, you know what I mean? It's certain things that's just not good for us to keep us where we're at. It's certain things that we have mentally where we're trying to get to, but we keep connecting ourselves to the wrong people, and it's just making us like backtrack. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know it that way because we're so enamored by how a person's making us feel or what we can do with this person or have, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's why you got to spend a lot of your time being an individual first. Like, man, like, just as much possible time as you can, because when you do join with somebody, you can't get that time back. You now become accountable for another person's time, energy, well-being, all these things, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then don't mention like having kids with somebody. That's a whole nother, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother challenging journey.
Another ballgame.
You know what I'm saying? Because at minimum, kids are dream delayers. I'm just being honest. Like, they are dream delayers because you have to kind of put some things to the back burner to
you hear for so long, and then now you got to be.
Yeah, you gotta really put all your energy into the growth and the prosperity of this kid. Now, you could do that within the lines of your dream, but they become a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Your dream does have to alter. Period.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
a lot more tougher.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And anybody that say it doesn't, they obviously have, like I said, they have their dream adapted already, so they don't really see it that way. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, I could make my multi-million-dollar business and still have these kids and this kids and this kid. Some people would be like, nah, bro.
It's like, that's cool, but that's not.
That's not me.
Everybody's reality.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. My journey required a lot more time in my craft that I have to shape that time and be
started until maybe was
you know what I'm
6
exactly
months, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you like an athlete. Like, if you're like an athlete, your life is going to change. You have kids, bro. You're not gonna, especially because the people that make it in sports are the people that are obsessed with it. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of gotta alter that obsession, or you know that you're gonna be so obsessed that you're gonna miss something from your child's life. You know, due to traveling, practice. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things, like, or any type of other like high value time job. You know what I'm saying? A sous chef. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anything that requires you to critique and be totally invested in the craft, bro. You're gonna have to alter that. Yeah. You're gonna have to sacrifice something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that, to me, I feel like that's where you gotta gauge on what is important to you at that point. You know what I mean? Like, if you do sacrifice something, it's gonna have to be like, it's gonna have to be worth it. Yeah. Because if it's not, you're gonna resent
that person that you having a kid with. You know? That's real, though.
You're going to resent, like, everything after
You're going to resent that baby?
Yeah. You're going to look at the baby and be like, you did this to me. Yeah. Like, you know, if I didn't have you.
Yeah, it's like, nah.
It's like, you know what I mean?
You buckle down.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you got to buckle down.
And you got to be honest about that, too. Like, man, I didn't make the best decisions. You gotta be, and be honest with yourself about that. Oh, I made some mistakes, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes through those mistakes that you do grow, and you do have the aspect of like coming into, I feel like coming into the person that you're supposed to be at the end of the day. Like,
yeah.
Because most of the time, the challenges, at least when I deal with challenges, when I go through challenges, I end up being thankful that I went through them after I'm like through them. Like, I'm now even getting to a point in time where I'm thankful now in the midst of the challenge. Like, I wasn't there before. I used to be like, man, I'd rather not deal with this. Like, God, you got to change this, bro. Like, God, you need to help me, bro. Like, because if you don't help me, I'm going to strangle someone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or I'm going to do something that's so drastic because I'm basically throwing a tantrum. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm frustrated. But then it's like, when you actually get through it, I'd be like, dang. Like, I'd be quiet now because I'd be like, God, thank you for allowing me to experience that. Because now I'm like, the way I'm thinking is so much more refined and so much more.
But he'll never let it get too far. Like, I'm going to tell you a story, right? Last night, right, I was driving home, mm-hmm. Right? And you know, it's been raining and it's been flooding and all that crazy stuff. I must have been driving, right? Down Buchanan. You know, when you come Concord Pass, Buchanan?
Yep.
It's black.
Yeah.
You can't see nothing. I must have been driving and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, damn, I can't see. I'm trying to like flick my high beams. I'm like, damn, I can't see. And then the light must have just all hit at once. I must have been about to drive through a
straight flood.
A whole flooded area. I said, oh, but God being God.
Yeah.
I just drove right through it, and it wasn't really like my car could have just stopped in water and been floating in water and just.
Right.
But I drove right through it and it just got through and went down the street. I was about like, oh snap, like, because I couldn't see, like, you couldn't see which side there was to drive on.
Especially on Buchanan, like Kirker's Pass. Yeah, there's no light there.
So I'm like,
Which is like insane to me though. Like, every time I drive that at night, I'd be like, why didn't they put something?
Where I was so thankful though, because they already be doing construction over there. But I was so thankful. I was like, God got me through another one, because man.
And that, I look at it as like a GPS system. Like, let's just say you make the wrong turn, right? You got a destination, you go into it, right? You make the wrong turn and you go a little bit out your way, right? The GPS system doesn't tell you to turn around and go back where you're at. Right. It just reroutes you from where you are. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, yeah, all right, you made the wrong turns, you didn't go the way you were supposed to go. If people are catching that in life, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't do the right thing. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's just reroute from where you are right now to get to your destination. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't make the U-turn and go back to make the right turn you were supposed to make. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. Right. So that's how I look at it, like a GPS. Like, your life is adaptive, like a GPS system. Like, God, all right, yeah, I told you to go that way. You didn't go that way. So now that you didn't go that way, you're gonna make a couple detours, but we're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you're gonna get to the destination. Yeah. Like,
that's the beautiful part, though. You know what I'm saying? You still don't get there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, granted,
2 or 5 minets might pop up extra on there, you know what I'm saying? It might be 10 minutes extra or something, a couple miles extra, but you gonna get to the spot. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it, like, with our decisions, our life, like, and then that's ultimately, to me, I feel like that's what you end up sacrificing for. You just sacrifice for the destination, like, because most of the time it's not really when you get there. Because I know for me, like, when I get to certain parts in the journey where I'm like, here, I'm like, oh, it's always something else. So it's like, it can't be the destination, because if it was, when we get to certain destinations, you'd be like, that'd be it. So it's really more so the trip, like, who you meet along the way. Like, I know for me, I done met a lot of people just doing different things. Like, when I decided to do something different, I met the people that I was, like, supposed to meet. Or I heard some comments or words from people that shaped and, like, reshaped my mindset, where I was like, man, if I wasn't in this environment, I would have never heard that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yep. I think that's what you really got to pay attention to, more so the journey than the destination. Because in that, you breed so much more. I would say you breed so much more for the next person that you share with. Because I don't think your life is really just meant for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think your life is ultimately meant for a certain amount of people that God is going to allow you to encounter. And it's not for everybody. It's just for certain people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's what makes it so special. Because, like, if it's just for a specific amount of people or a specific type of, like, demographic of people, then that means, like, whatever you experience is really, like, special. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was Uncle Mo talking about on Sunday? That your pain, like, the pain that you experience has purpose to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you experience in this life that necessarily don't feel good, it has a purpose, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not really trying to make you feel a certain way. It's more so working for you in a way that when you come out of it, you 10 times stronger.
It makes you a lot better.
Yeah, you know. And that's just been my life, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I know you could vouch for it, like, just when you just seeing me, you know. But I went through so much in a very fast, I would say fast amount of time. You know what I mean? I'm still going through stuff where it's just like, man, like, what's going on? But then, like, now that's not the question now. Now it's just like, okay, let's just go through it. Let's just go through it, you know?
Man, that's how I feel. I didn't have that mindset, though, like, until maybe the last 2-3 years, maybe? Yeah. 4 years, 25. Maybe I think when I hit 25 is kind of when they're like, all right.
And that's the age, too. That's the age, too, though, like, where you start, like, hold on.
I think when they hit 25, it's like I'm still not where I want it, or I'm trying to get to, but
you're definitely not where you're definitely not where you.
That's kind of where the sense of urgency and the, like, embracing of all storms kind of came.
That's a good way to put it.
You know what I'm saying? It's embracing every storm that life throw at you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I especially feel like just for like I know for men in general, but for black men, it's very specific between how you like stuff happens and then how we deal with it. Like when I was going through that stuff with my stomach, the doctor was asking me like, uh, "Are you stressed?" And I started laughing at him. I don't know. I genuinely did not I did not know. I'm like it's funny to ask a black man,
Right, we come out the
is
womb.
he stressed?
We come out the womb with 100 problems.
I was like, I don't know what stress is.
Yeah.
Like, and he was just like, he started laughing at me, and I was like, I had a straight face, like I was dead serious. Like I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't know what stress is. I was like, he was like, well, you know, when things come up, he was like, I was like, I just deal with them. Like I was like, I don't know what you mean isn't stress. Like would you?
I feel the same way though. I couldn't measure out the stress of my life because
I don't know.
Yeah, like I understand when I'm frustrated or mad, but I don't really attribute that to stress. You know what I'm saying? I just
exactly. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't sit there and tell people like, man, I'm stressed out.
Yeah, I just attribute that to like that's his life.
Like yeah, like that's just how it go.
Like
you know what I mean?
Passes away or something happens, it's like I don't feel stressed. I just feel sad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or I feel angry, you know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't necessarily move me one way or the other. It's just like, man, that's just that was just that day. Like, man, I'm gotta move on. Like, you know what I'm saying? That time has came and gone.
Unfortunate part of life.
But he explained to me that like, he was like, man, it's crazy because your body it impacts it and holds in stress. And so I was like, that's pretty interesting. He was like, there's like indicators to it, like, you know what I'm saying? There's certain indicators to it, like people hair start falling out, or they'll lose weight and gain weight, you know what I'm saying? But for a person like me, I don't have indicators like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been skinny all my life. You know what I'm saying? Like my hair continuously grows. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even when I'm like, you know what I mean? But then it was like more internal. They found ulcers. It was like, well, ulcers, Marcus, could be an internal way of dealing with stress. I was like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying?
They do say the body does store emotions.
Yeah, and that's what he was explaining to me. He was like, man, he was like, your body will store the stuff that you go through. And I was like,
but that's profound. That's monumental.
Yeah.
Our two favorite words on this show. But that is a big thing though, because, you know, like if you've been frustrated for so long, or you've been, you know, whatever emotion you've been dealing with for so long, this is like when like your body will talk to you and then it'll.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like interesting how that plays out.
Yeah, how it plays, yeah.
That's kind of.
It's like a light bulb went off for me. Because I learned something new. Like I was like, man, like yeah, okay, well yeah, my body does deal with stress. Or I guess I am stressed. Yeah. I couldn't go against the grain and be like, nah, I'm still not. You know what I'm saying? Like nah, it was like that was a big deal, and I had to have a full surgery to get those ulcers removed. They had to do a whole biopsy, make sure it wasn't cancerous, like all these, like it was like a lot of stuff. So it was like, I'm like, if you were trying to calm me for stress, that for sure didn't help.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You like
the anxiety.
So now I'm like, you know, I'm waiting for the results, like hoping it can't. Like, please God, don't let it be cancerous. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
stressful time for sure.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, it taught me a lesson. You know what I'm saying? It taught me a lesson. I think that's why I'm so appreciative of what we do right here, because this is a stress reliever for me. Like I realize this is so therapeutic for me.
We don't do it for.
I don't do it for none of y'all.
Views.
I'm trying to tell y'all, bro.
We don't do it for views. We do. It's simply, you know, a conversation between two brothers who believe in God, and who just talk about different. You know, life, you know, trials and tribulations from, you know, Christian standpoint, young Christian standpoints. So we're not going to sit up here and you know, fake any wisdom.
Yeah, I mean,
we know what we've been through.
Right. And I don't know nothing. I'm going to tell y'all,
right,
bro, I don't know a thing.
I'm ever get on here
I'm taking it day by day, bro.
Pretend we know something.
For real. I ain't no scholar in nothing. I ain't got no PhD in nothing.
We know that.
Billy, you got to join us on the next one, bud.
Hey, man, you got to hop on with us, man. This would have been perfect too. I didn't even think about it though. That was the crazy part. Like when you said it, I was like, oh, he could, but he I know he was tired. He had work.
That's the best time to do it.
I ain't lying, bro. Bro, if I don't just be, bro. See, this is my thing. People just be thinking, oh, you just be saying it. It's like, no, bro. Like, I have these conversations with other like-minded people.
Nah, for real. And you got to, man.
And they understand.
Man, CJ said something to me on Sunday, bro. I almost slapped him, bro. Like, bro, he said, bro, 2 broken towers will still hold each other up, bro. I said, bro, you don't even know what you just said, bro. Like, I'm like, that's so profound, bro. Because if you all are honest with yourselves, we are broken somewhere in our life, bro. We do not have it all together. We are not fully compact and intact, bro. There's some area in our life we got gaps and loops and all these things and voids that we're trying to fill. That, you know what I'm saying? That ultimately that you need the like mindedness of somebody else so that you can hold each other up, bro, so that you don't feel like you crazy out here. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what Uncle always say though. You know, this ain't our church. You know, we just go here. You know, the church is the hospital.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We all patients.
Yeah.
You know, all trying to get
each other well.
Healing and help.
Man,
you know
for
what I'm
real.
saying?
And that's the truth, bro. I was like, man, like, so I feel y'all when y'all was saying like, man, like, yeah, this is the stuff that we be, and that's another confirmation too, like, where it could be aspired to be like, man, you on the right path, like, you know what I'm saying, like, how you thinking it may not seem like it's the best conducive thing to have right now, but it's the perfect thing to have. You know what I'm saying? It fits in all points and areas of your life. You know what I mean? And that, to me, that's monumental, where you can talk to somebody and it be like, nah, I hear you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, matter of fact, I just dealt with that 2 days ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's like iron sharpening iron. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it create an environment where you could be yourself, for one. Because most people, what I'm learning in life, most people do not have environments where they could be themselves. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the true authentic environments where they could be themselves and not be judged. Let me say it that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you can be yourself, then you can get off the weight too mentally that you have, you know what I'm saying, within thinking about whatever situation you're dealing with, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then because I notice when I like actually talk to, like, say if I'm talking to you, I talk to you about some stuff or whatever, I realize that how my mind is making it ain't really that big. It's not that big of a deal. But I have to get it off my chest though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if I don't, it's like it'll constantly be getting bigger and bigger in my mind as if it's like this deal you can't deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And that, like, to me, it's just important, man. It's important to have somebody to rock with, bro.
All right. And if you ain't got nobody to rock with, talk to God.
Man, and God will send you somebody, bro.
That's important though.
He not gonna. The reason why he made us is so that we can have a community. Right. That's part of the reason. A big majority of the reason. You know what I'm saying? When he was talking about Adam, he looked at Adam and said, "Hey, man, it's not good for man to be alone." He didn't necessarily mean it like he have to be necessarily with the counterpart of a woman. You know what I'm saying? Alone in general, bro. Like. Right. You know what I'm saying? It say a man is more benefited when he got somebody that can hold his back. You know what I'm saying? Right. Somebody that can look out for him. Like that person is blessed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good to have somebody you can rock with. It's just important to I would say to have discernment and be spiritually led on the relationships that we do connect with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, very important. Yeah. Because not everybody has our interests.
Everybody don't care for us the way that we care for people. That's not gonna always be genuine. It's not gonna always be led with love. You know, it's gonna be fake love. Man. People gonna fake, but we gotta know that people gonna have agendas. Whether they need us for something.
Oh, and I learned that the hard way.
You know what I'm saying?
I learned that the hard way.
Whether they need something done from us, need us for a service. needs some money from us, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
We got to know that it's not gonna always be genuine.
That agenda word just hit me, bro.
Yeah.
Like it did. That hit me hard, bro. Because I had to learn that the hard way, bro. Like I used to always try to see the better in people.
That's always been a flaw of me, though.
Yeah,
always kind of to this day. But I've gotten better as I've gotten a little older. But that was something that I was like, hey, I'm always seeing the good people, and it's like, they kind of keep showing you, bro. Like, go ahead and just
kind of right.
And that push them to the side.
And man, you know what? That'd be the biggest challenge because sometimes you be fighting yourself more than you fight another person.
But that's why they say it comes down to us and getting out of our own way because it's that old saying when somebody show you who they are, believe them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of it always any problem, issue, concern, whatever, it always comes back to us because we have the control and the power.
And that's why I said I look at myself earlier.
Yeah.
Regardless with any situation, bro, I look at myself, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care what people think.
Like God gives us that viewpoint now. It's up to us to be like.
And that's another thing too, where people just don't understand. Like, man, dealing with God, dealing with changing and changing to like His will, not mine. It is a real true process, man. Like, because a lot of people are affected by God in me, and they think it's me. When really it's not me, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more of a person that's like, don't talk to me, don't touch me, get away from me. I don't want to be center stage. I want to sit over there. You know what I'm saying? Don't shout me out. Don't say I did a good job. I'm that type of person. Like, I want to be like hidden. You know what I'm saying? But majority of my life, I'm always like the forefront, or I'm just standing out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that I feel like that's a thing where you start to understand that really people don't know you for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I have to take my time above all, even if it seems like if it's off putting, because a lot of people are more affected by, um, I would say like the benefit of the spirit that I have within me. I feel like this like that with you. Like even when like people are affected by certain things about you, so that when they look at you a certain way, that when it's time to you to go and reevaluate and kind of like mentally like sharpen yourself, you know what I'm saying? It seemed a little bit like offensive. You know what I mean? Like, and I just got to a point where I don't explain that to people no more. Like if you don't understand that I'm human and that I need to regenerate and revive and you know what I'm saying and heal just like everybody else, then you just gonna have that problem. You know what I mean? Like you just gonna have that issue. You know what I'm saying? Like and it's hard. I think it's hard for people to understand that because ultimately people just don't know who you are at the end of the day. Like you know what I mean? Like, but it's not my job to explain who I am like every time. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, every time a situation arises, like you got a bunch of like questions, or it's like, come on, now you've been knowing me for how long? You should know
something.
Kind of get to understand
something.
But that's kind of the human's psyche, though. People just kind of, put you in a box. Okay, you're this way, in my mind. So then, when you're not this, if we get into a situation, you're not this way, then it's like this like commotion. Like, oh well, you're not yourself.
Oh, what's wrong with you? And they'd be like, "Bruh, I'm just quiet today," or I don't have nothing to say. Like,
it goes back to all right. If you know me for 80 years,
yeah.
Ideally, if you know me for 80 years in life, is it realistic to expect me to be happy go lucky for 80 years?
Right.
Like let's honestly assess that.
Or just the same.
Yeah, like let's honestly assess that. Like, do you expect me to be smiling ear to ear all the time?
Like I should
no.
If it's really true change, at least by every 10 years, you should know something different about it. Like you know,
there's so many things you can deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
In life,
exactly.
So
that could change you.
Yeah. Like, so it's kind of like it's just very selfish for you to just constantly always be placing that on me,
man.
To be the person to.
Man.
It's like, no, because who gonna be there for me?
Especially when you're a person like me, like when you're a person who takes the time to observe people and understand them.
100%.
Like that.
I'm the same way.
You know what I mean? Like,
so if I see Cuz from here, like, my mind, if I see Cuz got a little face on, right?
Right.
Cuz probably don't feel like talking.
Yeah, I might not engage.
I might not engage you,
bro. Right, and that's it.
All right,
cool. And I'm out of there.
And we straight.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we straight.
I done have people where I talk to them and they was like, man, I say something, I'd be like, yeah, you on that stuff right now, or you just need something to eat, and they'd be like, how did you know that? And they'd be like, bro, because I pay attention to the people I'm around, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I would want you to understand me in some ways where I don't have to express it.
That's the tough part too, because we don't, like we talked about in the past, we don't get that same genuinity.
We don't, bro.
Same love,
we don't.
That same.
But that's what love is about, though.
Yeah.
Love is love. When you love somebody, you rocking with somebody. You not doing it to get what you putting out back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we be so offended when people don't do stuff we want them to do. And we be ready to cut ties right then and there. Because really, we be loving people to do the same thing back to us. It's like, nah, that's not how love works. Love is like, bro, you may not do a damn thing.
That goes to, next episode going to be about the conditions of love. Because that's a conditional love.
For real.
That you only going to love me under the condition that I give it back to you.
That's horrible.
You know what
I don't want it.
And that's the time that we live in.
You can keep it.
Yeah. And also I'll be like, man, we got to like drive that out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So where people just think like, oh, like I'm only going to fool with you, you know, under the conditions. Like if I do something for you, okay, you need to do it for me or in more. It's like,
yeah, like, or I'm doing this because I know, or one day I'm gonna be like, yeah, remember when you know what I'm saying? Like, and they'd be like, nah, if you loving me to hold it over my head, you can keep that, dog.
You can go ahead and
keep that, dog. Like, you can go ahead and you go ahead and go on the other side of the fence, bro. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Side of the world.
You can go ahead and be the op if that's the case.
You can go to the other side of the world.
No, for real, bro. Like, if you're only doing that to hold that over my head when it's time for you to like want and need something, I'm good, bro.
Yeah, I'm straight.
I'm God with an extra O.
I'm straight.
Like, because most of the time people don't. Man, most of the time people will do anything for you only to turn around and have the receipt in their hand and be like, remember when? Or I've done all this for you, this yada, 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 yada. And sometimes I look at people and be like, bro, I never asked you to do that in the first place.
And you know, I feel bad when I say that because I'm not that kind of person naturally.
I am.
But
I will tell you in a minute, bro.
But that's the thing. People make you that way. Like people in their
expectations. The only way to get over something is to be honest about it. Period. You ain't getting nowhere in life covering stuff up. If you made a mistake or you looked at something and it wasn't what it was, sometimes you gotta just say that to people, bro. Like, hey, I thought this the type of person you was. You are not that type of person, and the person that you are, I don't rock with. Period.
So it's time for me to
skedaddle. I got to cut, bro. I gotta go.
It's time for me to.
Or if you feel like, if you feel robbed and misused for the things that you've done for me and you just feel like you're not getting it back from me and I never asked you to do that, then stop it. Like, I want you to stop doing what you're doing. I want you to go take a time out. Go take a break. Go sit on the bench. Go ahead and get a sub. You know what I'm saying? Like, please, because with me, you're not going to get this, like, I'm not going to coddle you through your emotions because I have my own emotions to filter and deal with. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm just heartless, I don't care about people, but I'm just saying, like, if it's certain things that's going on, you got to be accountable for you as an individual, as an adult, or the choices that you make and do for people.
We grown, and that's the tough part because I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you the 50-50. Like, me, I'm going to give you the, hey, we grown, so we should all be able to cipher through life and handle our own problems just as adults.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then I'm going to give you that, hey, you know, I understand. But now, being close to 30, I'm getting to that. I'm leveling more on that side of like, hey, we grown.
That's where I'm at.
You know
I'm 32 years old, bro.
You know, we grown.
I'd be looking at people and be like, yo, one thing for sure, you're not going back to the age that you were. You're getting older. So if you're still dealing with the same things year after year after year, it's not other people. It's you at that point, bro. If you keep experiencing the same thing, bro, that you don't like, that you have a problem with, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I can't point at him and be like, oh, it's him, because it's every time it's him. But then you'll cut ties with him, and then you'll deal with another person, and the same thing happened. That might be you, bro. Like, I'm just saying, like,
hey, man,
you might want to look at yourself, bro, at some point in time and be like, you know, I'm getting too old for this.
We almost named the show The Ugly Truth.
Right. We sure did, though.
We almost named it The Ugly Truth.
Like, man, because I was saying this before, episodes before, like, man, sometimes I don't have a heart for people that know the answer in their own life and don't use the answer, but then expect people to, like, use or have a softness of heart or treat them like a victim. It's like, nah, bro. You know 2 + 2 = 4, but you keep putting a 6 there and then you get mad. Like, it's like, that don't work.
Right. Yeah.
It just don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? And you can't properly get the right affection that you want lying to yourself. Like what are we doing?
And you know what's crazy? We need to talk about people lying to themselves next episode.
For sure.
Because there's a lot of people like that, though.
Sure,
like, there's a lot of like when I tell you, delusion is a sickness.
That's the word right there. That's my favorite word to use, bro.
Delusion is a sickness.
Because we are on high rate priority delusion.
It's a disease.
Yes, bro. It's a cancerous disease.
It's a mental,
like it's something that rubs off on other people, bro. Like I swear, like if you truly believe the lie that you tell yourself every day,
that's
bro,
a sickness.
That will rub off on people so much, bro. They'll start treating you like the lie, and then you'll get mad for them treating you in the lie that you told them. Now you in this whole like, bro, delusion, bro, is so cancerous, bro. It is ridiculous, bro. Like
I'd be baffled if when you tell somebody, "Oh, you did this," like we saw you do this, and they be like, "Nah," it's like, cause I just seen you do this, act this way.
I've dealt with so many people like that.
Like I've seen, like you call somebody.
I'm sorry to say it, like, but mostly women too, bro. Like women will say something to you, and you be like, "Hey, you said this," and they be like, "I didn't say that." That scares me, bro.
You know what?
That scares me.
I'm not even gonna get into that because I'm not even going. I'm gonna hold on. Let me take this. Hold on. I'm not even. Hold on. Let me move this out of the way. The show has just begun.
Bruh.
I'm not even gonna start on that. That's because that's a whole different show. You like if we get in if you didn't watch up to these 10 episodes, you ain't seen me pull the microphone off the stand.
Yeah, it's serious, bro. It's serious, bro.
That's like I don't even know where to start with that because
it's so true.
And I want to give the ladies grace. Cause I don't want to make y'all all out. Y'all,
it's not
get on the podcast in the comments.
It's not all of y'all.
Oh, women ain't that bad.
It's not. We're not bashing women.
Hey, we ain't saying that.
I just said when I deal with it, it's mostly women.
I know from personal experience. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm sorry. I know from personal experience in my relationship that my girl has said something to me.
Right. You've heard it.
This is the conversation.
Right.
You voice something to me. Okay, I have it in my mind. I've processed it. You just said that to me. That's how the brain works. And I go back and say, hey. Da-da-da, but remember you had said this? And she goes back and tells me,
I didn't say that. And that's been another episode of Honestly Speaking. We're glad that y'all decided to tune in with us.
We ain't even gonna do that. Yeah, we ain't even. Sweetheart, I love you. But you know you do that. This is another episode of Honestly Speaking, man.
Man, we appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in. This definitely was a needed episode, man.
I think our next show we might end up having a guest, man. It's about that time.
Yeah, it's about that time we have a guest.
We didn't do nothing special for the 10th episode. We was, dealing with life and getting stuff.
Getting stuff
on our part.
Back on track.
But next episode we're gonna end up having us a very nice, beautiful, special guest, man, because we want to hear what other people have to say.
We want to hear different perspectives, man.
We want to hear what people got to say.
Man, we want to hear people's mindsets, man. We want people to express what they initially probably hold on to, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, a lot of people need to be heard. Even the people that are shy, you know what I'm saying? Them are the people I really want to hear from. The people that don't necessarily like being on camera and all that. I want to hear them people, right? Because they got monumental stuff.
They need to know that their voice matters, man.
It does, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
It does, bro. So, tune in next time, man. We'll see y'all another Friday, 12 p.m. Me and my brother Eli. We love y'all. We out. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you want to follow us on Instagram, that's Honestly Speaking Pod _ on Instagram. And if you can catch us on YouTube, you want to go to Impact the Living Way on YouTube, man. You can catch us there Friday, 12 p.m. Me and my brother, M&E. We here. We out, baby. Get it.